Hi, I here. This is a reading for the sign of Pisces. We're going to pull two cards from the Thoth deck to see what energy is surrounding you. Then on the bottom of the Thoth deck, that card is going to represent your general energy. We're then going to pull 9 cards from the Huge Tarot deck, and we're going to turn those over one by one to see what story unfolds. And the card on the bottom of that deck is going to be the general theme of the reading. Then, once we get a sense of the story being told by all of these cards or the message that's meant to come through, we're going to pull one card from the shadow deck that's going to represent what's going on in your unconscious or your subconscious energy that is surrounding you. And then the card on the bottom of that deck is going to be representative of what you don't see coming. So let's just see what happens. All right, let us tune in to the energy of Pisces. So let's see what messages we get for Pisces today. So if that is your sun, your moon, or your rising, or however else you identify with the sign of Pisces, you can use that as a way to interpret how this message should resonate with you. But again, if anything does not fit, or if anything feels forced, just let it go. Always take what fits naturally, and never force anything to fit your situation. If you find that this message is not resonating with you, you can always go and check your other placements, or you can just stick around to see what's going on with other Pisceans. So let's see what messages we can get today for the sign of Pisces. As always, I hope you're having a great day so far. If you're watching this in the morning, I hope you have had a nice, restful evening of sleep, and I hope you're going to have a nice, productive day ahead of you, or a restful day ahead of you, whatever you're looking to do. And if you're watching this in the evening, I hope you accomplished everything you were hoping to accomplish for the day. So now let's see what messages we can get for you. So tell us what messages we can see for the sign of Pisces. Okay, so we're going to pull 2 cards from this deck, so let's see what we get. 1, 2, and your general energy is the Princess of Discs. All right, that is the power of potential. It looks like you are ready to build something. It's cooking, and it's not been brought into existence yet, but you've got the inspiration and the potential to be able to create something in the world around you. So let's see what is surrounding you while you're in this energy of potential. The Princess of Swords and the Prince of Cups. 3 court cards, so perhaps you've got situations that are happening around you involving lots of parties. And it looks like the forces that are surrounding you, so you are this force of potential growth that has not yet been created, but you see she's holding the seed that can one day be planted to create something great out of the work and the time it takes to grow whatever it is you're trying to build. But around you we have a princess and a prince. So the Princess of Swords is someone who is trying to sort of, I usually think of this card as someone trying to figure out how they fit in with the surrounding environment. This is someone who is trying to find their own identity, but not necessarily forging forward aggressively to carve out in front of them a place, but to maybe defend what they sort of feel internally of who they are and help maybe carve out a space not to move forward into, but a space that they can sort of grow out of. So if you're in this energy of wanting to build something, perhaps this is representative of trying to clear out the area in which you're going to start planting and building, and trying to figure out how do you fit in to whatever it is you are trying to build, or how can you better integrate into the things around you as you're trying to build. And this is likely an external force that's coming in to bring in some kind of message or influence of something that is going to be emotionally charged or powerful to you. This is someone that is going to maybe bring in some level of inspiration. So if you are this seed that is ready to grow, this is clearing out the land, and this is the external force of water that's going to be necessary in order to grow whatever plants you are trying to manifest with whatever the situation is for you. So maybe these are really just three sides of you, but it could also be that you're in a situation with people who are representing the energies I've described here. But I'm kind of feeling more like these are sort of a fracturing of who you are. This is your main source of inspiration, and you're sort of needing this external energy to come in. I mean, I guess it's not strictly speaking you then if you're waiting for this external energy, but it's the things that need to all come together to build whatever it is that you're meant to be building. So there's a clearing of space and opening up, and this is the energy that's coming in to that open space so that the seed can be planted and grow. So that feels really nice. That's a nice way to start. But that's not a story. That is just sort of the characters and the stage in which this is going to happen. So let's see what actually is going to go down in this story. So this is the Huge Tarot deck. It is a Rider-Waite style deck. It is the first tarot deck I ever bought. I got this many, many years ago before I knew anything about tarot. I just wanted to own a tarot deck because I thought they were interesting. I did not have any idea how to use this for many years, and I still have it. It's one of my personal favorite decks. Like I said, it's a traditional Rider-Waite style deck, but the art on it is just a little bit different, so it gives a kind of an interesting sort of... I feel like it almost has a little bit of a melancholic mood to it, to be perfectly honest. Cards feel much more sort of stoic than what you see in the traditional artwork. Less colors, well, just different colors, different color palette. It's not without its bright colors, it's just different. Okay, so let us see now what the story is. So as I said, we're going to pull 9 cards from this, and then the underside of the deck is the theme of the reading. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and the theme is the Ace of Pentacles. This is a story of new beginnings. This is a story of wanting to grow. You are ready to plant the seed. You just need this energy to be able to nourish it, and you need to make sure that you are able to protect whatever it is, the surrounding area in which this thing is going to be grown, so that it can be growing in harmony with whatever you are planting around. Okay, so let's see how the story starts. So again, this is the Ace of Pentacles. This is the seed that's going to be planted. So let's see how this seed gets planted. All right, that's an interesting way to start what seemed like a very positive story, is the Power of the Devil. This is a card of being trapped by some sort of forces, either your own desires, the things that you find pleasurable, could perhaps be things that are chaining you down and keeping you from being able to grow. Or maybe this is some sort of, dark repressive force that is around you that is keeping you from being able to take this step of beginning this new opportunity. So something is definitely, I mean, you can see there's a cage here. It's not a closed cage. It's a cage that you can leave, but it's one where the sort of, likely the emotional energy of fear and or desire is what is keeping you within this prison. Again, that depends on whatever your personal situation is, but there's definitely something that is keeping you locked down and keeping you from being able to go into this much more positive direction. So let's see a little more about what that might be. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So with the Ace of Wands, I think there's a desire to get away from the devil, whatever that is for you. And so I think the weapon of choice is going to be your personal power, your passion. If you have this energy here of the Princess of Discs, that'll help you get things accomplished. But having the potential for growth alone is not going to be something that you can use to fight with. You need something aggressive that is more assertive power, and that's what the power of passion and creativity and your own inner strength can allow you to stand up and walk away from whatever this situation is that is the devil. And with the Knight of Swords, that's someone that is ready for action, ready for a fight, ready to get away from whatever this is. The Knight of Swords is also one that is very strategic. Unlike his counterpart in the Suit of Wands, who is also very impulsive, The Knight of Swords is a little bit more of a sharper thinker. The Knight of Wands is ready to just like barrel through and just burn it all down, move forward to the next thing. The Knight of Swords, although still reckless, is going to be a little bit more precise. So with the power of the Ace of Wands, so there's this power of wanting to step into something new, and the sort of know-how and passion of the Knight of Swords, but with a little bit of tact, I think you'll be able to carve out a way of getting away from whatever this devil situation is that you're dealing with. Um, and also maybe here we had the Princess of Swords, and this would be the equivalent Prince of Swords. That would be up here as the Knight of Swords. So perhaps this is maybe at some stage it's going to be more of a hang back and let's sort of try to carve out a place to sort of grow and recuperate. But in this initial stage, it's more of an offensive. We need to get out of this so we can get to a place where we can start building and growing again. So you need that knight energy before you can kind of lean back into that princess energy that's a little bit more calm and receptive. Okay, so let's see what is next. Ten of Wands, burdens, the Emperor. Okay, and look at them. They're looking right at each other. So I think now the next stage of this is if you're going to get away from whatever this is that is causing all of this devil energy, there's the passionate power of the Ace of Wands to try to escape it, but also the acknowledgement that getting away from this is probably going to involve quite a bit of burden, and it's going to be an ordeal. It's not going to be a simple matter. You've got the power and the passion to do so, but it's going to take time and work. But with this Knight of Swords energy is now sort of, it almost feels like this is growing into the Emperor here. I mean, the Emperor, even if he is scared or worried, he's not going to show any signs of it. He's a little bit more stoic than the Knight. He's not going to sort of show just how anxious he is for a fight. He might be sitting back and taking that strategic energy that the Knight of Swords brings to the table as being from the suit of swords, but is a little bit more collected and again assertive. He's not going to take any nonsense, but perhaps that is sort of the attitude that needs to be taken if you're going to be able to carry all of these wands. It's a lot of work, and so if you show too much of like your weakness in this process, that could lead to a place where maybe the devil can get in a side swipe, and that's not something you want. If you want to be successful, you're going to have to stay strong, and so that might mean stoically carrying some burdens and being a little bit on the aggressive side. But again, we want to remember we don't want to stay in this place because we want to come to the end of this story in a place of calmness and growth and positivity, where right now this is feeling very intense. I got to keep my guard up and I got to be on the offensive and defensive, really, but be ready for fight mode. And we want to get away from that. So, right here in the middle of all of it is the Strength card, right? That makes sense. In between the stoic power of the Emperor and the acknowledgement of the burdens that have to be carried, if you integrate that energy together, that's going to give you the strength that you need to be able to fight whatever fight this is against this devil energy. So, I mean, look at it. It's even covering it up physically. The card, you're overcoming the power of the devil with the power of strength, and that strength comes from a power that is within inside you. This is the Ace of Wands again. Is this? I think this is wanting to push back against this power in a way that feels confident. But is also very realistic in the reality of how much work and burden comes with fighting this fight. But it feels like overcoming is the direction this is pointing. King of Swords, Two of Cups. Interesting. Okay, so I feel a little bit of the same sort of coldness between the Emperor and the King of Swords here. Actually, here in the same column, we have the Knight of Swords followed by the King of Swords. So again, maybe the sort of raw passion and power that incentivized stepping against the devil with this Knight of Swords energy, maybe this is a story of fake it till you make it. You have the power to fight. It's not easy, but you can sort of take this stoic approach and come into your strength and power. And once you do that, the Knight of Swords can then fight with the finesse of a King of Swords, integrating that energy and this energy together to become this sort of energy, which is a much more refined version of it. Still a little on the cold side, though, feeling a little bit, sort of, like I said, just cold, really. And I think that's what is sort of nice about having this Two of Cups here, is this is a card of love and union. And I think that is what maybe soothes a little bit of the power and the intense power of these king and emperor and knight cards and the strength, and there's just all of this fire energy of just war. And then here we have in the corner we have the card of love, so it's like we have love and war is the vibe here. And if this really is a story of growth, of planting a seed and trying to build something, I mean, maybe that's the idea here, is there's some sort of union that follows the aftermath of all of this chaos of whatever this doesn't look fun. But with work, it looks like something that can be overcome, and then in overcoming, maybe there's some receptiveness that can come with a sort of a reconciliation of some sort. Maybe even maybe whoever this devil energy or whatever this devil energy is, maybe the fight can be won also with the power of love. That just aggression and anger is maybe not always the only tool in the toolbox. So I either see this as maybe being a story of fighting this fight, and then this is the soothing power that allows you to get back to this happy place, or this could be a card of representing one of the key ingredients in fighting this fight is not just with intense power, but also with a bit of some level of what's the word I'm trying to think of empathy is maybe another tool that must be used. If we just use fire and swords, that's going to burn everything down, and if everything burns, then the devil wins, right? The idea is to not let him take everything down with him. Page of Cups. So, right, I feel like, again, I think the idea here is that this fire needs to be balanced out with some nice, cool, emotional water. And I mean, this is a reading for Pisces, so there's always a certain amount of sensitivity here, and a lot of these cards do not feel very Piscean. This is Aries energy, really, that's happening here. A lot of aggressive, I'm not going to take this, I'm going to fight back, kind of powerful energy that the Two of Cups and Page of Cups are sort of in contrast to. So again, I think maybe this is either a card of empathy or in something that can come out of the aftermath of this situation. And the Page of Cups is perhaps representative of some kind of peace offering that's involved in this situation after all is said and done, whatever this is that the devil represents. So yeah, okay, that's the vibe I'm getting from this. However that resonates with you, as always, just see how this fits with your situation. But again, I see this as a story of some sort of evil devil energy, or evil's the wrong word, but some sort of suppressive devil energy is keeping you held in, and you have this power of the wand and your energy as a knight to be able to push back against it. But eventually you'll have to carry some burdens and learn to sort of stoically deal with the situation as it presents itself. But when all is said and done, you've got the strength that you need to be able to get through this. And then after getting through that, this will help you refine whatever strengths that you needed to use while going through this process. And you'll be able to regain a sense of empathy and compassion. And then I think some peace offering, or some sort of offering of, this is not the place I want to stay in now that I've gotten through this difficult situation. And that then brings you into a new period of like new potential of, okay, now that all of this dust is cleared, now let's try to rebuild and start something new and plant a seed of whatever is going to come next. So then this is you still with that little bit of aggressive, I need to be defensive kind of energy, but with more receptiveness to external offerings to help nurture whatever it is that needs to be nurtured in order for you to be able to grow whatever it is you're going to build as the Princess of Discs. So, all right, let's pull a card from the shadow deck. Let's see what we get. All right, so we're just going to pull one card from here, and that'll be what is in your unconscious energy. Be what's kicking around in your thoughts or feelings that you may not be aware of, or maybe aware of but are not acknowledging directly. So we'll do one more good shuffle, and we'll pull that card. The Eight of Swords. Okay, so the Eight of Swords is a card of being trapped. So this is the cage that the devil has trapped you in. And again, there's no actual cage. The devil doesn't work that way. He doesn't actually put shackles on you. He convinces you that this is the way things have to be, and then you're not able to escape because you believe that what he's telling you is all there is to be had in the situation. So I think what's going on in your subconscious energy is realizing that this is a cage that you can leave if you are able to take the initiative, to have the strength to get out of it yourself and break away from it. But that takes a certain amount of insight into what it is that's keeping you trapped and processing whatever things are keeping you held back. And in what you don't see coming is the world. Yeah, I think whenever this situation, whenever you get away from that, the opportunity that you're going to be able to grow is eventually going to be something that's going to turn into everything in some sense, in a metaphorical sense. I mean, here's the egg that is hatching, that is becoming the universe in this picture, and that's the seed that the Princess of Disc is going to plant here. So again, this is the story. Even though everything here feels like a battle, the actual story is the new beginning that comes in overcoming this challenge and getting away from whatever this oppressive force is that's holding you back, carving out a place where you can really grow, being receptive to outside energy that can help nourish that growth, and being the person who plants that seed that can then become the beautiful world that you're capable of building. So opportunity ahead, but a lot of strife to get through in the meantime. So I hope you the best with whatever this situation is for you. And again, if this doesn't resonate with you, then you can all, like I said, check your other placements. But at the very least, I hope you enjoyed this experience. I hope this was helpful for you in some way. Maybe there are some messages that would come through, even if the whole thing doesn't resonate. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't, share these videos with anyone you think might enjoy them. And yeah, Pisces, I hope you have a great rest of your day.